What's up, coders? First things first, this is not going to be a cool, fun, heavily edited, exciting, fast-paced video. So if that's what you're looking for, please click away. This is going to be a in-depth, serious discussion about living a balanced life as solopreneurs, indie hackers, micropreneurs, whatever you want to call yourself, with aspirations of building your own software, building your own business, creating something of value outside of your work, and living a life that isn't just work 9 to 5, hang out, chill, and do nothing until you're old. We want a little more from life. We want to create, we want to push ourselves, we want to create more. I don't see enough engineers talking about the reality of trying to be a great engineer while building your own software, while working full-time, while having relationships and commitments and passions. I've tossed together this pseudo presentation in Figma to help us just guide the conversation. So, the important question here is, how can we create balanced lives as solopreneurs, indie hackers, micropreneurs? So how can we do that? I think first we have to address how reality actually works, right? I would love to believe that we can do everything, right? That you can code, that you can have your career, that you can have your relationships, that you can have the fun and the passion. I would love to believe that you can and we can just do it all, right? But this is not how reality works. The truth is we're limited on time. We simply cannot do everything. We simply cannot be great at everything, right? So this type of way of visualizing time management and living a balanced life, it isn't accurate, right? So this doesn't work. This is not how things work. Let's move on, right? So what if we tried to visualize balance on a bar chart, right? So for instance, we have coding, career, relationships, fun, passion, and at different times in life, we're allocating different amounts of energy and time to each one of them. This is pretty good. This is a more accurate representation, but this isn't a perfect visualization of our time and how we can balance things because it doesn't account for limited resources, right? We're limited every day. So this is close, but not quite there. Okay, this is reality, right? Every day we wake up and we have 24 hours to code, to work on our career, to hang out with family and friends, to have fun, to let loose a little bit, have a couple drinks, right? And to enjoy our passions. We have 24 hours every single day until we die. Roughly, right? In reality, we don't really have 24 hours, we have 12. But just for the sake of the argument, we have 24. And so every day that goes by, we have another day, right? Another day, another day. And constantly we're running out of these days, right? So every day we're running out, right? Every single day we're running out of time. If you want to visualize life, you have to think of it more like a pie chart, right? Every day is one pie. Okay, so this is reality. Okay, this is, if we want to think about how we can allocate our time visually, this is the best way to do it. Life, day to day, is like a pie chart, right? It's limited. We have to slice our pie and allocate our most important resource, time, throughout different areas of our life, okay? So for instance, right, some days we're gonna be coding, working our career, relationships, and then fun and passion, suffer or don't get as much attention. And then other days we're gonna be having more fun, we're gonna be doing, maybe more coding, working on or spending time in our relationships, whatever it might be, okay? But I just wanna nail in the idea that if you want to prioritize and live a balanced life, a key takeaway is your time is limited. Every single day, something must win, right? And so that kind of gets to our next slide. So the trick of balance is prioritizing what matters most, okay? And the lie of balance is trying to do everything with equal effort, okay? This is kind of something that hit me really hard this year, and I'm just going to be really straightforward with you guys and really open about this. Like, I basically blew up one of the most important relationships in my life this year by over prioritizing coding and career and passion and not spending enough time on fun and relationships. Just to be totally straightforward, the reality is something always wins. If you leave with nothing else from this video, just remember that every single day when you're allocating your time, something always wins. There's always something you're going to be doing the most that are always prioritized over others. Okay, this is just complete fake news, right? Balance equality is an illusion. You cannot wake up and allocate 4 hours of the day to coding, relationships, fun, passion, and career equally, right? You just really can't do that. Even if you time block it and try to measure everything perfectly, I guarantee you something is going to spill over. Maybe you'll have more fun in one of these areas, like fun. Maybe something will come up, maybe you'll be interrupted, whatever it might be, right? Even just thinking of like your day-to-day full-time job, right? That's 9 to 5, even if you fudge that a little bit, right? That's more than half of your waking hours. So, okay, so if balance is a lie, how can we prioritize? Okay, so this is kind of the core of the video, right? I just want to really get to this question, right? Like, balancing is hard. So something always wins. So how can we prioritize what matters? And I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I'm still working on this. I'm still working through this. I don't have a great answer, but I have several strategies now to prevent my mistake, my biggest mistake of 2022, which was under prioritizing my key relationships. What are some strategies we can use to make sure that we're prioritizing the right things based on the results we want to see, right? So let's just talk about one strategy, right? Go all in. All right, so this has been my strategy. It's really fun. It's a great way to get done and really scale your efforts. Pick what you want the most for any reason you can and go all in. This will give you big results, right? Because the idea here is, we're allocating our waking hours to one or two areas of our life, and we're going all in day after day after day. This is really great if you have the time and the resources, and if people understand that that's where you're at, right? Like, this is how you become the 10x coder, the NX coder, whatever you want to say, right? Because after you do this day after day after day after day after day after day, you're really, really, really making massive impact on this area of your life, right? And this can be anything, right? This could be, coding, relationships, career, whatever it is, whatever your focus is. Going all in is going to give you asymmetric results. The problem, of course, is that everything else suffers, right? And this was my strategy. This is no longer my strategy, just to be totally blunt. Like, my balancing strategy, my life balancing strategy has changed this year due to the fallout of this. I'm glad that I know how to do this, right? Because not everyone can go all in. It's a skill. It takes serious focus to wake up every single day and go all in on one activity. But keep in mind, this costs, right? I'm sure you've heard the stories of engineers destroying their health, relationships getting exploded, they lose their passions, right? No one does anything anymore except for just work, right? That's the cost of going all in, right? If you're all in over here, you're all out somewhere else. So that's strategy one. Strategy two is counterbalancing. So I have become a big fan of the strategy. Just to briefly talk about counterbalancing, you basically let yourself go kind of all in a few areas of your life. And once things start to feel out of balance, or you're feeling some tugging and pulling, just jump out, right? Switch back. This might seem obvious, but this strategy is really great for getting some of those all-in results while maintaining balance in the other areas of your life. So right now I'm kind of working with strategy 2. I really want to commit to this more. The idea here is just to give you guys some ideas on how you can balance and prioritize your life as an engineer who wants to get and do and be more in life. So strategy 3, don't overthink it. Let life just loosely pull you in whatever direction. I'm not really a huge fan of this. I don't think you get great results in life from letting life direct you versus you directing where you want to go, but this is a great strategy, just like in a maintenance phase. You know, we always talk about sprints and, you know, in like agile workflows, right? We're doing sprints. This is kind of like jogging. Let's say you design a prioritization workflow for yourself where 3 weeks you're running strategy 2, right? You're counterbalancing your life, you're going all in, you're doing some resting, you know, then maybe you switch to strategy 3 for a week and you're like, okay, this week we're just going to chill, we're going to do some reflecting, we're not going to overthink things this week, we're going to be more balanced, right? This is super solid, right? This works. You have to be aware, because if you let life pull you in any direction, you're not going to attain huge results, right? You're kind of at the mercy of all the things you have going on in your life. I want to focus in on this idea of how do you accomplish everything you want? You can't, right? Again, to jump back to the pie, right? You have to think of your days as pies. Every day you have the same amount of time to choose who you're going to be and what you're going to do, right? You have the same amount of time. So how do you accomplish everything? You can't. You can accomplish what you can in 24 hours, and then you can wake up and try to accomplish the same thing again or change. So that means you have to prioritize, right? Again, I just want to really nail this idea home. Like, the idea of complete balance, equality throughout your entire life is just a lie. You can't do it. It's just as damaging as trying to go all in on one area of your life for a prolonged period of time. The basic way to think about this is you can accomplish less, but do more. So you're spreading yourself out, right? You're spreading yourself thin across several different things. This is great for when you're in periods where lots of things need your attention, but not in depth, right? You're not going to get any great results from jumping around to all the areas of your life, okay? And then on the flip side, you can accomplish more, but do less. Now, I'm just a huge fan of this. You accomplish more, but you do less, right? So this means acknowledging that your pie is limited, that your pie is finite. And in order to get great, deep results, you need to do fewer things, right? And you need to sacrifice your time, and you need to give up some things so that you'll have better results later. If you're doing less, you have more time and energy to do the few things you're doing very well. And this is where the all-in and the counterbalancing strategy really shine. So, I don't know, this was kind of just like me blabbing about life balance, but I think there's some value in this. I want to wrap here. Let's just talk about the key ideas of creating and living a balanced life as an engineer who wants more from life, right? So what are the key takeaways that we've briefly discussed here, right? So true balance, equality is a lie. Something always wins, okay? Every day we're limited by our time and energy. Life is like a pie, right? And number 3, prioritize what matters most, but don't let your life fall, but don't let other elements of your life suffer beyond repair. So I think this is a good place to stop. There are some ideas here. Here's some key takeaways that I hope you can pull from this video. True balance equality is a lie. Something always wins. Okay, life is like a pie. Every day we're limited by our time and energy. Again, as much as we like to think we can do everything, we can't. So understanding and knowing where your limits are personally and how you can best spend them is really important, because over time, day after day after day, that's how you're going to get those asymmetric results based on the activity that you invest in the most. All right, and that leads us to number 3, prioritize what matters most, but don't let the other elements in your life suffer beyond repair. I think it's really important to let yourself go and live in that for a little bit, but there will always be a point where something else in your life is suffering, and if it goes too far, too long without your attention, the results are going to be catastrophic, and it's going to be really hard. And it's going to be really hard to come back from that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. I really appreciate your time. I hope you got some value out of this. I know this wasn't my usual content, and I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but frankly, I've just been going through a lot of personal life stuff, and I'm really happy to be back making some YouTube videos, making tech content, making life solopreneur content with and for you guys. My solopreneur journey is not over. In fact, it's just getting started. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and join the journey. And let's build valuable experiences and software together. I'll see you in the next one.